welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today's episode is dedicated to activating future abundance in the present moment. There is a dichotomy that goes along in creating abundance through our imaginations between the present moment and the future moment. I just want to remember one thing. I was inspired by a quote from Lisa Nichols, where she said, "Every dream you have begins with the understanding that you woke up this morning enough. You are smart enough, talented enough, hungry enough, humble enough, and worthy enough for this dream to become your reality. Right now, in this present moment, you are enough. You have all the tools that you need and all the experience right now in this moment. So there's nothing that you need to do. There's no things that you need to do because there is prosperity and abundance in this present moment. When you immerse yourself in the process of amplifying your prosperity or abundance, you will realize that planning for future abundance, better relationships, exciting work, and financial wealth is only part of the equation. At some point, you have to stop planning for these changes, and you have to start living them in this present moment. So how can you begin activating and enjoying abundance in your life today, this moment, while still building the breathtaking future life of your dreams? It took me a while to realize this, but life is not short. There is no such thing as instant success. Nobody is really an overnight success. I have read and sat with some of the most successful people in the world. And the stories they tell of their journeys to success are proof positive that slow and steady is how truly prosperous people get that way. Did you realize a cactus grows underground for 5 months before ever sprouting above the surface? But once it sprouts, the cactus can grow, in some cases, depending on the kind, 5 feet in 1 year. And the reason for that is it takes time to grow in a stable fashion. There is an idea called relative deprivation, which is very common. And that is the idea that wanting in your life right now what someone else has without putting forth the 20 years of effort required to develop it. Things require nurturing. The best things, those things that are steady and sustainable, that will stay with you, are going to require time. You can't just download a breathtaking future. You can't microwave it. Those delicious desserts that you had when you were a kid that your grandmother made were never made in the microwave. Some of the best food that you ever eat takes time. I remember this concept of relative deprivation when I meet a mentor who is super successful in the things that I love to do. And I have to remember that I could want what they have, but I have to be willing to put in the time to get it. I had to have constant discipline. As I looked at the examples of who I could become and what I could have in my life, I have to remind myself to develop my lifestyle and career on cement and firm footing with a solid foundation rather than sinking sand. There is a genuine phenomenon for people that reach an advanced point of prosperity who are not prepared, an advanced point of success. We see this often when celebrities rise to fame too fast and they just don't have the maturity to handle it. They're simply too young, or they've amassed way too much money without enough awareness and life experience to know what to do with that level of prosperity. It requires them to make huge decisions based on wisdom they don't have from 20 years of experience. When you rise too fast, There's a risk of limited sustainability and access to lifestyles and privileges that you haven't learned about or can't process because you haven't gone through the process. And there's a risk to your future and your branding. The mistakes and decisions you make now, some you will be remembered for. So it helps to build slower and steadier. I do something every day for my channel. I do something every day for my business. I paint every day for my art business. Build slowly and steadily. Be willing to work for it. I'm not telling that you have to work hard, but be willing to work for your dreams, because to me, that's not working. I'm working toward my dream. But be willing to do the thing that you have to do. And realize while you're doing it, you're gaining wisdom, knowingness, sustainability to deal with it. The path reduces the chance that you can lose it because you don't know how to manage it. There's only one thing worse than never having the lifestyle you really want, and that's having it but losing it because you didn't know how to manage it. If you're going to introduce abundant experiences into your life and into the lives of your family, be responsible enough to build it on a firm foundation. So you have to live in the now while you're building your future. So many of us today are future-paced and future-focused. We spend our entire day looking into our future. That's why I'm doing this episode, because I'm addressing this thing I found within myself that I overcame, and it helped me in many ways, and I want to give it to you. Many of us are not happy right now because we have the future in mind. But we will be when our ideal life shows up. We can't make the time today to look into that new opportunity or create that new friendship or call someone back for that 60-minute chat because we're so focused on what's around the corner. We're busy. I'm busy. We're keeping our options open. We can't get tied down. This mindset is often driven by dissatisfaction with our present circumstances, but the truth is that these now opportunities to connect and grow are actually what make our bright and compelling future come about. We get so focused on the future, and then these opportunities come along and we ignore them, and it's just an opportunity lost. I was offered a free trip and scholarship to attend a conference on Walter Russell, and it was the nicest thing, but I was so busy. I was like, yeah, I got stuff to do. I have things to work on for my future, and I regretted it. After I saw some different highlights of the events, it was a huge mistake not to go, and I had the time to do it. But I was so focused on my future, and I didn't even realize what kind of an opportunity that would have given me in knowledge and experience. This is happening all the time. We're denying opportunities in our life because we're thinking about our future. So it's important to remember gratitude in the moment, for the present moment, for what is happening to you now, not for the future, but gratitude for the moment is the magnet for everything good and empowering, everything prosperous. Fear and lack lose their power in the space of gratitude. Those things that block your prosperity and abundance, those things go away when you have that state of gratitude. Another risk with constantly dreaming of the future is that we're not present to what might come up today. We miss the opportunities, the friendships, the joys and experiences that could make our lives rich and rewarding. We miss the chances to connect with fun, enjoyable, sophisticated people. We miss the opportunities to explore new undertakings, including career opportunities and unexpected involvement with special projects, as in my case, when we're overly focused on some ideal scenarios in future time. We also miss the opportunity for personal development, expansion, and learning, which is what we actually need in order to grow into that future self that we are dreaming of. So how can you live in the now, taking in all these lessons and catalysts and opportunities so that you advance steadily toward the life that you want. Couple different things I would advise. First of all, do your morning gratitude exercise as a part of your meditation. If you're meditating for 10 minutes, spend a couple of minutes before or after doing a gratitude exercise. Be grateful for the positive relationships in your life. Be grateful for the fact that you're healthy enough to pursue an exciting future. Be grateful that opportunity exists in the world for anyone to take advantage of. Be grateful for the breath that you breathe and the food that you eat and the sun on your face. If you have a pet, be grateful for your pet. Find it really deep down, and this will give you a greater peace of mind. Be grateful for the small things, and the spectacular things will show up. The second is to practice mindfulness. This is an exercise and routine that allows you to enter into the present moment, an essential element of Buddhist philosophy for centuries. Mindfulness is intentionally focusing your attention on emotions, thoughts, and sensations occurring in the present moment, then accepting these impressions without judgment of yourself or others, or the situation being observed. Now, a Buddhist would tell you not to imagine into the future or the past, but to stay in that present moment. Kuo would tell us that there is nothing else but the present moment. But you can experience these amazing things if you visualize your future in the present moment. But there is a secret to doing that, and it does involve, once you've done the imaginings, to reside in that present moment with mindfulness. It's as if you're watching a movie, observing what's happening without criticism or condemnation when you're in that moment now. Instead of watching life pass you by, mindfulness slows time down. It means you tune into what you're experiencing now. In other words, you don't just go through the motions of your day, but instead strive to observe, absorb, and be more aware of what you encounter. Mindfulness improves your well-being by keeping you rooted in the present versus worrying about the future or reliving and regretting the past. It even improves your physical health by relieving stress, improving sleep, reducing pain, lowering your blood pressure, and it has become an important component in the treatment of mental health conditions, depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. It's important to do in a practice of abundance, in creating prosperity, in developing a prosperity consciousness, in magnetizing money to come to you. You must include a practice of mindfulness, most of all, to gain access to the power that is within that moment, to the energies that are in flux. The next thing to do is plan your day with opportunities to be present. If you're planning out your day, as you make your plans and your schedule for the day, schedule some time in there to connect with an old friend or go outside, leave the office early, take an exercise class, or to meditate, all of which will help you focus on the simple pleasures life has to offer in the present moment. The next thing you can do is to serve others. Find other people with gifts and talents and lift them up. When you serve others, you actually lift the entire room. It says, I see who you are now, and I celebrate who you're being in this moment. And I celebrate everything you had to do and overcome and create up until this moment. When you see that with others, when you serve others and edify them and educate them and lift them up, you're not speaking to the future. It's about reaching back and celebrating somebody's journey to their now. When you do that, you pour fuel into them. It breathes into you a sense of grace and ease in that moment. When you take a stand for someone else and lovingly hold them accountable to the man or woman they say they want to be, you're giving them the gift of their imaginations. Live in the now while building your future. Don't keep talking about what you say you're going to do someday. You can't circle someday on the calendar. Someday I'll find that relationship. Someday I'll get hired for my dream job. Or someday I'll start my own business. Someday I'll lose the weight. Someday I'll be happy. Do what you need to do now to enjoy the life you want. Don't wait until the recession stops, the mortgage is paid, the kids are out of school, or you get a raise. Don't wait until the summer or the winter. Don't wait until you get a better job, lose weight, handle your personal relationships. Don't wait until life is perfect. It never will be. Right now, in this moment, right now while you hear my voice, you are smart enough, experienced enough, beautiful enough, and rich enough. Focus on the present and stop waiting. Book that vacation, set up that class, call that person you need to call. Move every other option off the table. Understand that it's your imperfection that you are perfect for this journey. Give yourself permission to start today. Act as if you've already achieved total prosperity. If you check out my episode on the law of assumption, you have to act on a minute-by-minute, day-by-day basis as if you have the total prosperity in the present moment. The law of assumption combines our understandings of the future with our understandings of the power of the present moment, as it's described by Rosicrucians and then later by Neville Goddard. The law of assumption says what you assume to be in this present moment will become a reality in a future moment if it is not now. So if you assume total prosperity, you will find it if you do it in this present moment. And when you're imagining it, you're not imagining it as if it's happening in the future. You're not imagining it as if you will experience it in the future. You are experiencing it now. The closer you can get your imagination to the now, the closer that you can find this divine, eternal moment in which all things are possible. Because all becomes possible if you are doing it in the present moment. I'm going to give you 3 steps that you can follow. 3 steps. That's all it takes. These steps can be done in this present moment. First of all, you ask. To ask effectively, you have to be clear about what you want. Then, using the same guidelines that we normally follow with affirmations, focus on what you do want, not on what you don't want. Instead of affirming, I need to make money because I can't pay my bills, change your language to a more positive thought such as, I am easily and confidently earning more than enough money to meet my needs. Focus frequently on these thoughts each time you repeat your affirmations. Add color, sound, emotions, and other sensory impressions to the pictures you see in your mind. What would you, by seeing, hearing, doing, and feeling as you are living your desired outcome? If your dream is to inspire millions via mass media, for example, see yourself walking on stage amid the bright lights of the studio. Hear your audience welcoming you. Visualize yourself wearing the latest fashions, interviewing intriguing guests, then working with your production team afterward, preparing for the next show. Focus frequently on these images throughout the day so you repeatedly transmit your desires to the universe. But don't focus on how your goal will show up. Let the universe do the heavy lifting on the how and align the necessary people, resources, and circumstances for you. Be aware of your thoughts and what you're asking for. Given that your thoughts provide the ask, be careful how you talk about your current circumstances. Complaining or bemoaning your current situation repeatedly with great emotion will just deliver more and more of what you have right now, because that's what you're doing in the moment. In the moment, you're complaining. So the second step is to believe. The first step is to ask. The second is to believe. What's the easiest way to increase your belief that your fondest desires are on the way? Take action. That's the number one way to increase faith or belief. When you take action, you convey the expectation that what you want is on its way. After all, you wouldn't be in motion on a goal unless you had some expectation that it would happen, would you? Doing those things necessary to achieve your goal is the fastest way, energetically, to confirm your belief in its inevitability. The third step is to receive. Once you've asked for your desires to be delivered to you, then practice steadfast belief in the present moment by taking the actions necessary. The last step is to receive. This requirement for you to recognize an opportunity when it appears, then quickly move forward on that opportunity. A response that seems difficult for most people, because instead of trusting our intuition that this is an opportunity the universe has brought about for our benefit, we often analyze and dither until the opportunity fades away. By jumping in with enthusiasm, investigating further, and making a start instead, you not only take steps to receive your desire, you also verify whether this is the answer you've been waiting for. The next thing that I would recommend to activating future abundance in the present moment is to understand micro wins. You can set up micro wins for yourself for a variety of different goals. If you're focused on your health and fitness, why not set the intention to create micro wins in that area? For instance, you could do 30 minutes of stretching, breathing, or Pilates. Similarly, if your goal is to upgrade your physical environment, you could clear out the cluster in your closet or organize your shoes. If your macro win is to lead a jet-setter lifestyle, could you plan an amazing, breathtaking trip a year from now? Then deposit the first $100 in a savings account for that goal? The second is relationships. Use micro wins. With the time you have, why not make a list of 5 people you haven't reached out to for a while? Then text random love notes to them, to make random phone calls to catch up. Could you spend 30 minutes finding like-minded groups to join in order to expand your social circle? For work, you can create a powerful environment and set daily goals. For money, write a budget, organize your bills, file your documents, take an hour to identify additional revenue streams. All these are micro wins that you can do in the present moment. Sometimes we create such a huge vision of our future that we get lost in it and we forget to do the things that we need to do to reach that final point. Move past where you will normally stop. Creating micro wins every day keep you in motion, sweeping you past where you normally would stop. Be accountable to your intentions. Set the intention to accomplish your goal no matter what. Then establish accountability based upon your micro wins every day. Check in regularly with a friend. Set deadlines on the calendar. Clear your schedule of conflicting projects. Do what you need to be accountable to the intention you've set. But if we're going to look at the present moment and activating future prosperity in it, I want you to ask yourself, what is the most immediate thing you can do to start living abundantly, building your future, and establishing your legacy? Take action. Decide what you want. Create a plan to pursue it. Then move forward regardless of your fear, your lack of experience, or your knowledge, your lack of resources, or any other impediment that you can imagine. Just move. In my life, with thousands of people that I've worked with, there's one thing I've noticed that differentiates truly prosperous, successful people from those who merely want to be. Successful people tend towards action. They do it afraid. They have the crucial conversations. They step out of their comfort zones, and they spend the time and have the focus required to get a result. You might ask, where do I start? I recommend that you get crystal clear about what you want in the major areas of your life. Determine the relationships you want, the career or work you want to do, the physical rewards you want to enjoy, all the hallmarks of your prosperous life. Not only will you be surprised at your answers, but you may realize that you have a lot of those things in your life now. When you know the what, you can figure out the how later. When you become intentional about what you want and you begin taking small baby steps, micro steps of action, you can sit back and let the universe provide the mechanism by which you'll achieve your goal. Don't get so overwhelmed and immobilized by the future, by how your goal will be accomplished, that the actual goal of gaining traction. I want you to become unshakable about achieving your most important goal. Become non-negotiable about it. Too many people today want an exciting future but aren't willing to put the time and effort into achieving it. The reality is that merely wanting to achieve a goal is not enough. You have to act as if the accomplishment of that goal is non-negotiable. You must maintain the conviction that achieving it is necessary to your future. When you move every other option off the table, the intention, passion, and determination you broadcast will help to bring forth the resources and opportunities you need to fulfill your goal. If you're wanting in the present moment, it's never going to be enough. You must not forget, in the process of pursuing your goals for an abundant future, you are already living with a whole lot of abundance right now. You have good things going on in your life you can be happy about. That's why you want to have gratitude and mindfulness. The truth is that far too many of us are focused on the future, that we actually make ourselves unhappy. We're not happy now, but we will be when our ideal life shows up. We can't make the time today to answer that email or support that friendship or pitch in on that charity project because we're so focused on what's around the corner. We're too busy. We can't get tied down. But remember that these now opportunities to connect and grow are actually what make our breathtaking new future come about. It's these baby steps that the universe puts in front of us that will bring about the prosperity we so desperately want. Because happiness throughout your journey is the secret sauce that makes it all worthwhile, I would encourage you to share the information that you've heard today with trusted friends as you're moving forward. Invite them on the journey with you by recommending this channel and going through the exercises and episodes and life changes together. It's the easiest and fastest way to start building prosperity. Friendships that support you and celebrate you. Get a group of colleagues or join us on Discord or Facebook, or find friends together in a monthly study group or mastermind circle where you can all work on your goals in a concerted way. If you can't assemble a group, there's always other ways for you to put your abundant life on fast track. Make a commitment to put into daily practice the skills and strategies that we have discussed, and then make yourself accountable to someone other than yourself for your success and prosperity. I recommend that you have an accountability partner, someone you can talk to at least once a week who won't judge you or advise you, but will simply ask you whether you accomplish the goals you set for yourself that work. It's critically important if you're a solo entrepreneur without a team or anyone else who requires that you meet your deadlines. You can schedule a call with your accountability partner the same day and time every week for 2 weeks at most. You would actually be surprised what you can accomplish just with having an accountability partner that you need to talk to. My wife is my accountability partner. I have friends that I message with and Zoom with every once in a while. And I share with them the goals that I have, and they don't judge me. But I have them as my accountability partner, and I know if I haven't done enough, I'm going to have to talk to them and tell them why. It helps. That's what's great about this community. The Reality Revolution community is a group, a family. We work together. We talk together every day on Discord, on Facebook, on the Reddit group. There's all kinds of places that you can interact with others of fair-minded desire to achieve abundance in the future, understanding the complexities and ideas behind these techniques, you have a breathtaking future ahead of you. You can create a reality where you are empowered, enriched, engaged, and full of excitement about the possibilities. You can build a business with multiple streams of income that fills your heart and your account. You can be surrounded by friends who support you, teach you, and act as role models for you as you push yourself to grow. You can have positive relationships, grounded by love, in mutual respect. You can go from a place of scarcity, feeling like you don't have enough, don't know enough, or somehow aren't enough, to a place of prosperity and abundance by maximizing your feeling of abundance in the present moment now. So while you have to plan and imagine for your future, don't let it overtake you or stop you in enjoying the abundance that you already have now. Right now in this moment, it is all available to you, and wonderful things are happening for you every day. You are more than enough. You're smart enough. You're strong enough. You're powerful enough to achieve this right now in this present moment. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.